Hello, it's Monday, and here you are for another episode of the Gamers Table, and we are reviewing Amun-Re.
It's Monday already.
It is.
Again. All right. I like Monday, other than work.
Everybody likes Monday because the Gamers Table comes out that day. It can be a lot of fun, and it's fairly short.
Amun-Re is played in ancient Egypt. In the time of the pharaohs, the players take the roles of rivals, and during the game, the players use their resources to take control of provinces and build pyramids in them. When each player has taken control of 3 provinces, the time of the Old Kingdom comes to an end, and players score their positions. The players score for what they have built, especially for completed pyramids. Afterwards, the players clean off the game board, leaving only the pyramids and building stones. Then, the players begin the second half of the game with the New Kingdom. The game continues as it did in the Old Kingdom. At the end of the game, the players score again, and the player with the most points is the winner.
It's based in ancient Egypt, and there's a little bit of mythology there. Not a lot. There's not a lot of theme to this game.
It's a good, fun game. I like this one. Oh, I know I say that a lot, but we got a lot of good games that we enjoy playing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have bought them, or we'd get rid of them. But this one here is we talked about on Cyclades here, the bidding for the provinces, or whatever you want to call them, are done. Here's your province cards. You put them down on the particular province. Say there's Abu, so wherever it would go on the board, you put your little chiclet marker on.
That's a building stone.
Here, that's a building stone. Yes, it is. Well, who cares?
Grab the green
just
one.
Another color. Yeah, where's the green one? Get a little.
They're not here.
So you're overbidding. It just goes around the card instead of across, like on the gods.
But it's the very same thing. You put yours down, the next guy puts his down behind yours, and then you have to go somewhere else.
Yep.
And then so forth, and it jumps up the track
But
until
wait.
people stop.
Oh, but then you have
variations.
cards
You have cards that can actually allow you
to hop over.
To stay on the same province.
Or
keep
to not
people
do it at all.
Or making it harder for people to overbid you.
The bidding aspect on that's not my favorite because that's the place where mostly you can screw the other players, because if you see they really need that province, everybody starts ganging up and bidding it up, so they're just not going to get it unless they pay the 30 gold pieces at the top. And well, in the Second Age sometimes you can afford that, but most of the time you can't. And a lot of stuff everybody plays and does their thing simultaneously, so it really speeds things up.
Yeah.
And you can be a bit of a jerk in this game. Oh no. You can decide not to build up in the province that you got at all if you think this province isn't where I want to be, it's not where I want to be for the end of the game. I'm not building in it, and next round, I'm not bidding for it when the second half comes out, and I'm going to get other ones and let somebody else live with this slum over
so
here.
someone else is going to get stuck with it. And
I wouldn't recommend that.
On building
I wouldn't recommend that
temple
strategy
sites.
because it's worked for you how many times now?
Oh, at least once.
I did pretty well.
Maybe.
I'm not the
I did
only
pretty
one
well
who does
doing that
it.
last game too. I did pretty well doing that too, not building on the first turn. You might get what you want there, but then when you get the power cards that come up, they might not be what you can use based on what you bought. If you've had them before and you can try and go for those provinces, you may or may not get them depending on how much money you've got to bid on the provinces you need for those cards.
But if you have a couple of power cards in your hand that are going to be a big score, if you get this particular province and that particular province, that might be enough to push you.
Equalize it, yeah.
It's a strategy, like I said, it's being a jerk, but it's a strategy that might work for you.
Yeah,
it
you
might
can just
not.
be trying to build up your cash so you can buy bigger stuff on the later rounds too instead.
No, you all remember my favorite short game of all times. That would be Cave Troll. This one fits into that category of fast game, not a lot to it, no dice to roll.
Not quite
It's
that
everything is right in front of you. It's where you put your stuff is what matters.
Undead Viking.
Undead Viking.
Hey dude.
You said it first.
Okay. Always entertaining, guys. Thanks for doing this one. I am still on the fence after I got bored with Castle Ravenloft. Maybe this is what I need to inject some life back into the game for me. No.
Talking about Wrath of Asharla.
Wrath of Asharla,
That's
yeah.
what I figured, yeah.
Okay.
It definitely helps.
Yeah,
If it
we're
lost.
I was wondering if you guys were planning on reviewing the World of Warcraft, the board game by Fantasy Flight Games, not the adventure game version. I know Fantasy Flight lost the rights to Warcraft and had to stop selling it, so you might be hard to get it now. I picked this up with Arkham Horror a couple of years back, but can't really get people to play them due to explaining the gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, have you played the new Dungeon Quest game by Fantasy Flight Games? I find it a fun game to play, and even as one-player game, the dungeon is out to get you.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, a whole bunch of no's to the questions in do we have them, but we can do Warcraft. You're not the only one who's asked for it, and our friend Chad does have that game, and he has offered to lend it to us.
His game collection's quickly catching up to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Chad also gets to the gaming store and then calls me up and says, hey, what about this game? Is this game good? Should I get that? Or should I get this? Or should I get that? And it's like, I don't know about every game under the sun. I can't always help you. And then they'll tell me, whoa, if you see this one, get it. This one's good, and that one's good, and this one's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Warcraft game we will try and get to review. Dungeon Quest is... Yeah, it's new. I would like to get a hold of a copy of that for review. It's on the list. Like I said, every time somebody sends in a request for us to review a game, I put them all on the list and we try to get to them. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But we do take note of all the things that you ask us about.
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay, so wrapping up for Amun-Re, let's have some scores. I give Amun-Re a 7. As I said, it's a fast game, plays well, it's fairly light. It just has that bidding nastiness, and you're not in the mood to be in that confrontational thing at that particular point in time. It can be a bit of a downplay for you. Other than that, it's a fun game and it's fairly quick.
I think I'm going to give Amun-Re an 8. It can be a little difficult to do everything you want to do. If you're not getting the cash, it's harder to build up your temples, or your pyramids, I should say. Temples are something else. They'll get you extra points when it comes time to scoring. But even when you're drawing or going for the power cards to get your bonus point stuff, you might not get what you need, or you've already acquired provinces that don't match those cards. So there's a little bit of randomness, of course, to it. Even though if you have good decision making, or you think you're making good decisions, cards might not help you out when you draw them.
I give Amun-Re an 8. One thing that was frustrating last time we played it is sometimes when you're drawing power cards, you are going after a certain power card that you need, and you don't get it because people have it in their hands and they're just holding on to it.
Somebody has 4 of them and 8 to give them up.
And nearing the end of the game, generally the power cards end up being the same, because it's just the same cards that keep getting used over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I like Amun-Re. I really, really enjoyed the bidding aspect of the game. I think that's really at the core of the game, is the bidding and the auctioning off the provinces. That's where you can have the most fun with interacting with the players, by overbidding them and forcing them out of a province they really, really needed.
Yeah, that's it for another one, and we'll see you next week. See you
Bye.
Bye.
See you, bye.
You're full of shits.
You're full of shit.
We'll all have to settle for Memphis. Nobody developed it. There's no pyramids on it, and oh well.